Welcome to the PVSD SLO Process Introduction. The state says that the SLO process will be used to measure educator effectiveness based on student achievement of content standards. Student achievement can be measured in ways that reflect authentic learning of content standards. In Pennsylvania, each teacher writes a goal specific to the class and the course and the content for which the teacher provides instruction. Some of the terms you'll hear during the training include assessment literacy. That's the technical and operational understanding of the assessment life cycle, including the critical examination of statistical evidence. The goal statement is a narrative articulating the big idea upon which the SLO is based. What is the most important learning your children will achieve? Standards are the content standards used to develop your SLO. They are the foundation by which performance measures are created. The rationale statement provides reasons why the goal statement and the aligned standards address the important learning. Performance measures are descriptions of the actual assessments administered to each student in the SLO population. Performance indicators describe the expected level of achievement for each student in the SLO population. Teacher expectations. 4 levels of projected performance regarding the performance indicators reflect a continuum established by the teacher and the district prior to the evaluation period. Those performance levels match those that are already listed in the teacher effectiveness system: failing, needs improvement, proficient, and distinguished. So what will we learn in designing the SLOs? We need to keep in mind that SLOs need to represent student performance in a specific course content taught by the educator. They must be aligned to a targeted set of standards. You may find yourself using PA Core, state, or national standards. The SLO should contain results from only high-quality performance measures collected in an equitable, verifiable, and standardized manner. You will use metrics based upon 2 time-bound events, or the collection periods, or a summative assessment with predefined levels of achievement. The SLO process has 3 components: designing, building, and reviewing. In the design process, you will think about what content standards you will measure. You will organize those standards and measures. You will talk about those with your colleagues, and you will make sure that the SLO is of high quality by addressing the performance measures so they are completely connected to the aligned standards. In the build process, you will select those performance measures. You'll develop the targets and expectations, and you will finish the template for the SLOs. In the review process, you will check the drafted SLO. You will refine your measures and targets as needed. You will edit text and prepare for a discussion in the fall with your principal. Here is a graphic depicting those components. The goals lead to performance measures, which lead to the indicators. So you'll identify a goal, which will be aligned to standards. You will identify assessments that will help measure whether or not students achieve that goal. And then you will determine how well will your students need to do in order for you to know if they actually met the goal. Or in other words, what is the subject or focus of your SLO? What does it encompass? And a piece that's real important is to consider how can it improve your instruction and your practice. This is where we can tie the SLOs into the action research. Are the performance measures of high quality? Consider who administers and scores those, and what are the expectations for students. How will you know if the students meet your goal, and which students will you be targeting? For the first year of SLOs, we ask that you select one class and one goal. So SLOs should represent the diversity of students that you teach. They are aligned to approved targets or indicators based upon academic standards. You'll have at least 2 time-bound events or data collection periods so that you can determine if students achieve those goals. And you will have an independent set of performance measures. That means that your assessments, which you will work on the second day, will actually target the learning that you anticipate your students will have. We will get into the actual process in the next video, but briefly, please note that you will identify your subject and your students. You'll talk with your colleagues about what's the most important learning. You'll establish that goal. You'll connect the goal to standards. You will establish which performance measures or assessments will help you know if students reach that goal, and then you will set the standard for how many students must reach the goal in order for you to know that they have learned it. At this point, you'll need to gather your materials, which will be discussed in the next video, and you can then proceed to the next video.